Okay, thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bexar County Court at Law number 6 and the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court plea docket. It is approximately 2:15 p.m. on Thursday, August 12th, 2021. The cases we have set for pleas today are cause number 650463, State of Texas versus Desiree Howe, represented by Paul Acevedo. Cause 652021, State of Texas versus Martin Casares, represented by Ms. Andrea Casares. Cause number 633445, State of Texas versus Patrick Salazar, represented by Mr. Brian O'Donnell. Cause number 656802, State of Texas versus Sandra Jasso, represented by Mr. Kyle Ernst. Cause number 632633, State of Texas versus Eduardo Medina, represented by Mr. Barry Hitchings. Cause number 630715, State of Texas versus Steve Reyes, represented by Mr. Efren Torres. Cause number 664936, State of Texas versus Miranda Melendez, represented by Mr. Douglas Kapmeyer. We have 3 Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreements. One in cause 651322, 651323, State of Texas versus Vincent Santiago, represented by Mr. Miguel Hernandez. And one in cause 646573, State of Texas versus Oriel Alvarez, represented by Miss Ashley Morgan. And Ms. Morgan, while I've got you on my mind, we got the resolution to our county court 2 transfer problem. And in the future, if you have any cases in there that are accepted by the VTC, all we do is tell Dee Dee and she'll transfer them immediately. Fair enough?
Thank you, Judge.
Good to go on that one. Let's see. Okay, representing the state will be Assistant Criminal District Attorneys Guillermo Flores and Megan Galloway. And the first batch is going to be State of Texas versus Sandra Jasso, Martin Casares, Patrick Salazar, Desiree Howe, Steve Reyes, and Miranda Melendez. Ladies and gentlemen, in these cases, I have 2 documents, actually 1 document. Nope, it's gonna be 2. I need you to identify your signatures on for me. The first document is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports both to have the defendant and the attorney's signature on it. Ms. Jasso, in cause 656802, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. And Mr. Ernst, as attorney for Ms. Jasso, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor, it's my signature.
Thank you. And in cause number 652021, Mr. Casares, is this your signature on this document?
Did you say Mr. Casares or Miss Casares?
Martin Casares Jr.
Okay, he's on.
Martin, are you with us?
Yes.
Is this your signature on the consent to plea by video conference document, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. And Ms. Casares, as attorney for Mr. Casares, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. In cause 633445, Mr. Salazar, is this your signature on this document? Patrick, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
Yeah, I got you. Thank you. And Mr. O'Donnell, as attorney for Mr. Salazar, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Howell, in cause 650463, is this your signature on this document? Ms. Howell, can you hear me? Is Ms. Howell still on, Pat?
I'm sorry, Judge. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Mr. Acevedo, as attorney for Ms. Howell, this is also your signature.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. In cause 630715, Mr. Reyes, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Torres, as attorney for Mr. Reyes, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And in cause 664936, Ms. Melendez, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kapmeyer, as attorney for Ms. Melendez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendants, I have one more document for you entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Ms. Jasso, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Casares Jr., is this your signature on this document also?
Yes.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Salazar. Is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Howell. Is this your signature on this document also, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Reyes. Is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Melendez. Is this your signature on this document also, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing this document, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Ms. Jasso?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Cazares?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Salazar?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Ms. Howell?
Yes.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Reyes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Ms. Melendez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. As attorney for Ms. Jasso, have you had enough time to go over this case with her? And in your opinion, is she mentally competent? Mr. Ernst?
Yes, Your Honor, she is.
Same question for Ms. Casares with regard to Mr. Casares.
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. O'Donnell with regard to Patrick Salazar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Acevedo with regard to Ms. Howell.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Torres with regard to Mr. Reyes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Kapmeyer with regard to Ms. Melendez.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jasso, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Casares.
Yes, I am, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Salazar.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Howell.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Reyes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Melendez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. With regard to Ms. Jasso's case, 656802, Mr. Ernst, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Casares as attorney for Mr. Casares.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. O'Donnell as attorney for Mr. Salazar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Acevedo as attorney for Ms. Howell.
Yes, they have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Torres as attorney for Mr. Reyes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And same question for Mr. Kapmeyer as attorney for Ms. Melendez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. State on Ms. Jasso's case, 656802, it appears you have a motion. Make your motion.
Your Honor, the state moves to waive and abandon the enhancement contained in paragraph B of the information and proceed on count 1, paragraph A.
No objection from the defense, that will be granted. Therefore, Ms. Jasso, in clause 656802 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest, Ms. Jasso.
Sorry, I was
Court,
muted. No contest.
that's fine. Court accepts a plea of no contest for Ms. Jasso. Is there an agreement in this case, state?
There is, Your Honor. It's 16 months deferred adjudication, $500 fine, court cost, 48 hours community service, DWI education, the VIP victim impact panel, CatSnip, and Smart Start Mobile for half the term.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Ms. Jasso, in clause 656802, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 16 months deferred adjudication probation. Assess a $500 fine plus court cost, 48 hours community service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, and Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for 8 months. And we're recalling all pretrial services bond conditions that I might have previously ordered on Ms. Jasso. Anything further from the state of the defense on Ms. Jasso?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Your Honor, may I give her instructions?
Yes, please. That's a great idea.
Okay, anybody who is going to be granted deferred adjudication or probation today, this is your instructions. The probation department will be contacting you within 48 hours, whether by phone or by email. If they do not contact you within 48 hours, and I would say by Tuesday morning, then you need to call the probation department and ask for intake. I'm going to give you a phone number. So I'm asking for defendants to write down this number and also the attorneys to write down this number for them. And the number is 210-335-7446. It is your responsibility to make sure that you have reached out to them if you have not been contacted by probation by Tuesday morning. If you do not, there is a possibility that a warrant will be issued for your arrest. So just be sure. Again, the number is 210-335-7446. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Yasso, Mr. Ernst, thank you. You are dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
And let's see what we got in this one, Mr. Casares. Ms. Casares, are you related to Mr. Casares?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a terrible thing because that means you don't get paid. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, Mr. Casares, then cause number 652021 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. And state, are we waiving that or not? It's not on my notes.
No, Your Honor.
It's going to be left as a DWI greater than 0.15. Is that everybody correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Casares to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Casares?
There is, Your Honor. It's 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated over 1 year, $500 fine, court cost, 36 hours of community service, DWI education, the victim impact panel, CAT SNP, and Smart Start Mobile for half the term, $60 to DPS, and restitution, if any, to Joseph Ozuna.
And Ms. Casares, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Casares, in clause 652021, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. I find you guilty. I says 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine plus court cost, 36 hours community service, DWI education program, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for 6 months, $60 reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety, and restitution, if any, to Joseph Ozuna. And we're going to recall all pretrial services bond conditions. Anything further from the state or the defense on this? Mr. Casares.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Casares. Thank you, Ms. Casares. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And let's see what we got going on, Mr. Salazar. Okay, Mr. Salazar, in cause 633-445 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Salazar?
There is, Your Honor. It's an $850 fine, $500 to be probated. Court cost, 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated over 16 months. DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, 48 hours community service, regular UAs, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS.
And Mr. O'Donnell, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Salazar, cause 633-445, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I find you guilty. I assess 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 16 months. An $850 fine, probating $500 of that plus court costs. 48 hours of community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for 8 months, $60 reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety, and regular urinalysis tests. Recall all PTS bond conditions. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Salazar?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing
Good luck.
further, Your
Good
Honor.
luck, Mr. Salazar. Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You bet. Ms. Howell, in clause 650-463. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, state's got a motion. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the state moves to waive and abandon the enhancement contained in paragraph B and C on the information and proceed on count 1, paragraph A.
State's motion to waive the greater than 0.15 enhancement in paragraph B and C are granted. No objection from the defense. Therefore, Ms. Howell, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Howell?
Yes,
There
sir.
is, Your Honor. It is 6 months Bear County Jail, probated over 1 year, $500 fine, court cost, 48 hours community service, $60 to DPS, DWI education, victim impact panel, cat snip, and Smart Start mobile for half the term.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Howell, in cause 650-463, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I find you guilty, guys. That's 6 months in the Bear County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education program, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, $60 reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for 6 months. Recall all PTS bond conditions from pretrial. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Howell?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Acevedo. Thank you, Ms. Howell. Y'all are dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's see what's going on. Mr. Reyes, state you got a motion on Mr. Reyes' case.
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to waive and abandon the enhancement contained in paragraph B on the information and proceed on count 1, paragraph A.
And no objection from the defense, that will be granted. Therefore, on cause 630-715, Mr. Reyes, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Reyes?
There is, Your Honor, a $450 fine, court cost, 180 days in the Bear County Jail, probated over 20 months, 48 hours community service, DWI intervention, victim impact panel live, cat snip, Smart Start mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS.
And the state defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Reyes, in clause 630-715, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. First offense, I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bear County Jail, probated for 20 months. A $450 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI intervention program, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for 10 months, which is 1/2 the term, $60 in reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety, and recall all PTS pretrial services, bond conditions. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Reyes?
A couple things, Judge. You still want him on Smart Start mobile, even if he's going to be driving?
Yes, absolutely. If you don't drive, you can still drink. That's part of the problem and all that. But that was a good try. I liked it.
Judge, another thing, Judge, he does have a anklet on him, Judge, a scram. Do you think we can remove that?
We're gonna trade the scram for a Smart Start mobile. As soon as the Smart Start mobile is active, he can remove the scram. Fair enough?
Yes, Judge. And then also, Judge, Mr. Reyes is a U.S. Marine. He did a tour in Iraq. Judge, I wanted to see if you would consider waiving that community service on behalf of his service to the
Well, let's
country.
find out. Mr. Reyes, what'd you do in the United States Marine Corps?
I was a tactical vehicle operator, motor T operator.
Did you go to Iraq or Afghanistan or any of those colorful places?
Did one tour to Iraq in 2008 and one tour to Afghanistan 2000.
Do you know who Chesty Puller is?
Yes, sir. I do a push-up for him every day.
Good answer. 48 hours community service probated based on military service. Thanks for your service, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate it. Oh, one last thing, Your Honor.
Sure.
On this Graham device, Judge, there was a violation that I received yesterday, Judge.
Yeah, I haven't acted on it. We're gonna hold that in abeyance basically and just take him off the Scram and put him on the Smart Start Mobile and start over. Fair enough?
Fair enough, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Reyes, you're a Marine. You know how to follow orders. Stop drinking.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day. Bye. Okay, Ms. Melendez in class 664-936. See what we're doing. On the charge of failure to identify, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest, Your Honor.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Melendez?
There is, Your Honor. $200 fine, court cost, 6 months deferred adjudication, 36 hours community service, and the defendant is to provide proof of a valid driver's license and valid license plate. And the state is going to take into consideration cause number 664937.
Defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Let's see. All right, along with valid driver's license and valid license plate state, I assume you'd like to see valid insurance also. Is that more or less accurate? You can't have any of those without insurance in the first place, I don't think.
Yes, Your Honor.
So defense, is that okay with you? I'm just gonna put valid
Well,
Texas driver's license, license plates, and liability insurance. Would that be fair?
I'm not sure if she's the owner of a vehicle, Your Honor.
Well, it can be anybody's liability insurance. I don't care who it is. You know, she's got permission to drive it, but they still gotta have insurance. She can
So
show
the
me
vehicle-
your insurance if you're letting her drive your car. It's okay with me.
Not yet, Judge.
All right, well, I'm gonna make it valid TDL plates and insurance. And I'm not making sure it's her insurance. It's gotta be whoever owns the car's insurance.
Is that vehicle still operating, Miss Melendez?
No, sir. It was my daughter's. She no longer has it. It's in the pound.
All right, well, Mr. Kapmeyer, why don't you just get to the bottom of that sometime during this probation period and let us know what we need to do, and we can always modify that order. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
I think the ultimate issue is we just don't want Miss Melendez driving unless everybody's street legal. That's the kind of deal. Okay, Miss Melendez, in clause 664-936, the court accepts your plea of no contest to failure to identify. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 6 months deferred adjudication probation. He says a $200 fine plus court cost, 36 hours community service, require proof of a valid Texas driver's license and license plate and liability insurance on the vehicle in question. And Mr. Kapmeyer, we will investigate that with you at some point in the future and get back to me on whether we really need to do that or not. And take into consideration clause 664-937, which is granted, and it shall be dismissed. Recall all pretrial bond conditions.
Your Honor, could we amend it to say that insurance, a license and insurance vehicle at her residence? Because I believe she lives with her mother.
State, you're gonna have to clarify for me. I don't know the facts of this case. I assume when Miss Melendez was arrested or whatever, they found that the vehicle did not, or she didn't have a valid TDL and the vehicle didn't have a valid license plate. I don't think insurance was probably brought up at that time. Does that sound right?
I do not believe it was brought up at that time, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Kapmeyer, all we're really trying to do is get this vehicle street legal, I think. Does that sound right, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Vehicles and drivers street legal. That's kind of where we're going.
Well, the vehicle, according to my client, the vehicle no longer is in the family.
Well, find out exactly what's going on with it and get back to me. Those are the current orders. Those could change tomorrow. I mean, if
Yes,
they
sir.
decide to abandon the vehicle and it doesn't exist anymore, their ownership in the family, that's something we need to consider, I reckon. Just everybody needs to be street legal when driving. The vehicle needs to be legal and the driver needs to be legal. That's where we're going.
Yes, sir. We'll see if we can work something out with probation.
All good. All right. Thank you, Ms. Melendez. Thank you, Mr. Katmeyer. Y'all are dismissed.
Nope.
Thank you,
let's
Your Honor.
move- Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Did we ever hear back from Mr. Medina and Mr. Hitching?
They're here, Your Honor.
Mary Hitchings, I'm present.
Everybody here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I
Yes,
see
sir.
Mr. Medina. I see Mr. Hitch. I see Mr. Hitchings. We're green light. All right, all good.
Your Honor, if I may address Mr. Hitchings before we get started.
Sure, go ahead.
Mr. Hitchings, can you please inform me which offer your client is going to?
It was the JSAT offer.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Your
That
Honor.
was why we didn't apply for deferred or probation on the paperwork.
Okay, that's fine. We're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay, let me go back and look at that. Stand by. Okay, we're taking up at this time cause number 632633, State of Texas versus Eduardo Medina, represented by Mr. Barry Hitchings. We're taking up 3 Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion, plea, and probation agreements. Cause 651322 and 651323, State of Texas versus Vincent Santiago, represented by Mr. Miguel Hernandez. And cause number 646573, State of Texas versus Uriel Alvarez, represented by Miss Ashley Morgan. And at this time, I'm asking each defendant and attorney to identify signatures on the first document titled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. Mr. Medina, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Hitchings, as attorney for Mr. Medina, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Santiago, in cause 651322 and 651323, I have one document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference on each of these cases. Are these your signatures on each case, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Hernandez, as attorney for Mr. Santiago, are these your signatures on each of these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Alvarez, in cause 646573, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Morgan, as attorney for Mr. Alvarez, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Medina, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santiago, I have 2 documents for you, one in cause 651322 and one in cause 651323. Are these your signatures on each of these documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Alvarez, in cause 646573, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Mr. Medina?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Santiago, in both cases 651322 and 651323?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And is that correct, Mr. Alvarez, in clause 646573?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. As attorney for Mr. Medina, Mr. Hitchings, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
I have, Your Honor, and I believe he is mentally competent.
Same question for Mr. Hernandez and representing Mr. Santiago on both cases, 651322 and 651323.
Yes, I have, Your Honor, and I believe he's competent for both cases.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Morgan as attorney for Mr. Alvarez and cause 646573.
Yes, Judge, to both questions.
Mr. Medina, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santiago, are you a United States citizen in both cases?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Alvarez, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hitchings, in cause number 632633, State of Texas versus Eduardo Medina, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
They have, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Hernandez, the attorney for Mr. Santiago, in both cases 651322 and 651323.
They have, Your Honor, in both cases.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Morgan with regard to Mr. Alvarez, case 646573.
Yes, Judge.
Let's see what we're doing here. Mr. Medina, in cause 632633 to the charge of driving while license invalid, DWI related offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Medina?
There is, Your Honor. $0 fine, court cost, 2 days in the Bexar County Jail, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, and if it pleases the court, we ask that this judgment be satisfied.
Mr. Hitching, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina, cause 632633, the court accepts your plea of no contest, the offense of driving while license invalid, DWI related offense. I find you guilty. I sentence you to 2 days in the Bexar County Jail. That's a $0 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. Judgment satisfied. Recall all pretrial services, bond condition. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Medina?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Barry, if you would just ensure that Mr. Medina has knowledge of what he needs to do to get a valid driver's license, we can stop meeting like this.
I will pass that on to him, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I would, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You know what you need to do to get your license reinstated, sir?
No, sir. I actually don't.
All right. Well, Mr. Hitchings will give you that information and then the ball will be in your court. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now we're into the Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreement. Okay, Mr. Santiago, in clause 651322. The charge of driving while intoxicated, second offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of no contest, hold it in abeyance, places you on 1 year, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court, pretrial diversion, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service. DWI intervention, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or a designated VTC provider. No restitution in this case, correct, state?
No, Your Honor.
All good. Requiring successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Santiago, I'm going over or looking at a document rather entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney in the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Hernandez, is this also your signature as attorney for Mr. Santiago?
It is, Your Honor.
And apparently I have Mr. Guillermo Flores' signature on here. And state, can you verify that he is an assistant criminal district attorney?
He is, Your Honor.
Okay. And okay, there's a gun, but the next, I assume the next case is a gun case. Is that correct?
It is, Your Honor.
651322 will run concurrent with 651323, basically meaning he doesn't have to pay $1,000 fee twice. He just pays it the one time. All right. Anything further from the state of the defense of Mr. Santiago on 651322?
Judge,
Yep.
there's a warrant for Mr. Santiago on that DWI second. Can you recall it, please?
We're going to recall that warrant and all other pretrial bond conditions.
Thank you.
Okay, that was on 651332. And 651323, to the charge of unlawfully carrying a weapon, how do you plead, Mr. Santiago?
No contest, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of no contest, hold it in abeyance, places you on 1 year, Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, track 1, pretrial diversion, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veteran Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, prorating that based on your military service. I'm going to give you the exact same requirements on the gun case as the DWI case: DWI intervention, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or a designated VTC provider, successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. This case also has exactly, probably verbatim, the same pretrial intervention track 1 contract that we had and already gone over in 651322. Said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. Is this your signature on this document in cause 651323, Mr. Santiago?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as attorney for Mr. Santiago, Mr. Hernandez, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
And I also have Mr. Guillermo Flores' signature, who has been previously identified as a real assistant criminal district attorney. Would that be accurate, State?
That is correct, Your Honor.
There were some rumors running around that he's some sort of imposter, but that's not verified. Okay, this thing's got a gun. What kind of gun is in this case? I know it's a handgun. What is it?
Are you talking to me, Your Honor?
Are you sure? Do you know more about it than the rest of us, I'll bet?
That would be true, sir. Your
Was
Honor.
it a Glock? Was it a what kind of gun was it?
It's a Glock 43, Your Honor.
All right. State has always put motion in to either destroy or forfeit these weapons, and I'm always trying to award them to attorneys as additional attorney's fees instead of destroy them. Mr. Hernandez, would you accept this weapon as additional attorney's fees with the understanding it's not to be returned to Mr. Santiago, his family, or his friends?
I would, Your Honor.
Mr. Santiago, can I have your permission to do that instead of destroy it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. That's what we're going to do. Okay, what did I miss?
I believe you have it all, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Santiago in clause 651322 or 651323?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
What'd you do in the military, Mr. Santiago?
Started out my career as a 11 Bravo infantryman and finished out my career as a 35 Foxtrot, Your Honor, signals intelligence collector.
Oh, that's a terrible job. You got to get out there before everybody else and leave after everybody else gets out of there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Somebody shined you on. So did you go to Iraq or Afghanistan or any of those colorful places?
Yes, Your Honor. I went 3 times to Iraq and once to Afghanistan.
And like me, were we winning when you left Afghanistan?
It was complicated. Your
I
Honor.
understand. All right. Thanks for your service, sir. Okay,
Thank
you
you,
guys
Ron.
are Ron, you're going to get in touch with him, I'm guessing. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Judge.
All right. You're going to get a call from Mr. Mora and he'll get you squared away on getting set up with your probation officer. Thanks for your service, Mr. Santiago.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused, Your Honor?
You bet. And last but not least, cause number 646573, State of Texas versus Uriel Alvarez. And let's see, Mr. Alvarez, in cause 646573 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, second offense. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Places you on 1 year, Bear County Veterans Treatment Court. Track 1, pretrial diversion. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee. 48 hours of community service, prorating that based on your military service. Let's see this second. DWI intervention, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day. Outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or a designated VTC provider. No restitution on this case, State? Nope, doesn't look like it. We're good.
No, Your Honor.
Requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. This time, Mr. Alvarez, I'm looking at a document titled Track 1, Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney in the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Morgan, as attorney for Mr. Alvarez, is also your signature on this document.
It is, Judge.
And state, I have another alleged fictitious signature from a Guillermo Flores. Would that be another assistant criminal district attorney?
That's correct, Your
All
Honor.
right, now we got everybody on contract. We're good. Pum, 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 pum. I think that hit them all. What'd you do in the military, Mr. Alvarez?
11 Bravo,
Or
Army,
Army? Who in the Army? What units were you in?
27 Cav, 4th Infantry Division.
Oh, good. Let's send the cab out front. That's what I would like to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
You go to Afghanistan, Iraq, both?
Iraq, twice.
Okay, well, thanks for your service. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Alvarez?
Nothing
Judge.
from the state, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Alvarez. Thank you, Ms.